Hello students, welcome back to Brain Power classes. Today we are going to study the last climatic region of class 11th geography 4th chapter, climatic regions, highland or mountain type climate. So with this we will complete our entire chapter climatic regions. So let's understand the final topic properly according to our textbook. So observe both the graphs carefully. First graph depicts Shimla, India, figure 4.12a, figure 4.12b of EI Alto, Bolivia. Based on this, we will be answering the questions. So, our first question is which are the warmest and the coolest months? So, in Shimla, you can see June is the warmest month while January is the coolest month. In EI Alto, November is the warmest month while July is the coolest month here. Second question is name the months of highest and lowest precipitation. In Shimla, the highest precipitation occurs in July, while November is the driest month. In El Alto, precipitation is highest in January and lowest in June. Third question is in what ways do you find similarities of this climate with other types of high latitudes? So, mountain climates have some similarities with the high latitude climates, and temperatures are low and snowfall is common in higher areas. The temperature decreases as altitude increases, and many higher mountain areas remain covered with snow. This is the answer. Question 4 is why are the axes showing temperatures different in both the graphs? So the temperature axes are different because Shimla and El Alto are at different altitudes. Shimla is about 2,276 meter above sea level, while El Alto is about 4,150 meter above sea level. So both have they have sea level difference. Since temperature decreases with increasing altitude, El Alto has a lower temperature. Fifth question is what factors influence this type of a climate? So the main factors are altitude, mountain height, direction, location on the windward or leeward side, and precipitation. Higher altitude generally results in lower temperature and more snowfall. So let's begin with the geographical explanation. Topography means the physical features and relief of the land, especially the height and slope of the mountains. In mountainous regions, even a small horizontal distance can have a large difference in latitude. And because the temperature decreases as altitude increases, temperature can change considerably over a short distance. For example, as we move from the lower part of a mountain towards its higher reaches, the temperature gradually decreases. So a mountain region can have a different climatic conditions at different elevations. This creates a vertical zone of climatic types with increasing elevation. In simple words, we can say is कि as altitude increases, temperature decreases, climatic conditions change from a lower to higher parts of the mountain. Geographical distribution. Highland or mountain type climate is widely distributed across the earth. It is particularly concentrated in the higher reaches of the mountain in Asia, Central Europe, Western North America, Western and South America. So wherever we have major high mountain systems, this type of a climate can be found. Climatic characteristics. The climate of a mountain region does not depend only on its latitude. It mainly depends on altitude and location. So altitude, the most important factor is altitude. As altitude increases, temperature decreases. Therefore, lower mountain slopes can have a relatively warmer conditions, while while higher reaches experience much colder conditions. Here, windward and leeward sides are also found. The climate also depends on whether a place is on the leeward side or the leeward side. Windward side or the leeward side of a mountain. The windward side receives moisture-laden winds and generally experiences more rainfall. The leeward side receives less rainfall because it lies on the sheltered side of the mountain. Here, orographic rainfall is found. Mountain regions commonly experience orographic rainfall. When moisture laden air rises along the mountain slope, it cools and condensation takes place, resulting in a rainfall on the windward side. Snowfall is also there, snowfall in higher reaches. At higher reaches of mountains, temperatures are very low, so precipitation may occur in the form of snowfall. Therefore, as we move upward, we can observe a change in from warmer conditions and rainfall at lower elevations to cooler conditions and snowfall at higher elevations. Here, vegetation changes with altitude. At the lower reaches, we can find vegetation ranging from tropical deciduous to evergreen forest, depending on the climatic conditions. At higher reaches, temperatures are lower, so coniferous forests are commonly found. Thus, vegetation also shows a vertical variation with altitude. Here, laterite soils are found in some of these mountain regions, particularly under suitable climatic conditions. Grazing and pastures. Mountain regions also provide pastures for grazing here. Therefore, grazing is an important activity in highland areas. We can find here terrace cultivation, tourism. So, in terrace cultivation, because of steep mountain slopes are difficult to cultivate directly, people develop terraces on the slopes. This is called terrace cultivation. It makes cultivation possible on mountain slopes. Tourism. Mountain regions are also important tourist destinations because of their scenic landscape, cool climate, mountains, forest, and snowfall. Their tourism is found. So, in geographical distribution, widely distributed over Earth, especially higher reaches of mountains in Asia, Central Europe, Western Northern America, and Western and South America, this type of climate is found. And here we are done with the chapter. So students, with this topic we have covered the entire chapter of climatic regions. We studied with the low latitude regions, then we studied mid latitude regions, followed by the high latitude regions, and finally the high altitude or mountain climate. The most important thing to remember is that climate affects much more than just temperature and rainfall. It influences vegetation, soils, agriculture, occupations, food habits, and human activities. So don't simply memorize the names, try to understand the relationship between location, climate, vegetation, human activities. This completes our chapter on climatic regions. Keep learning, keep improving, and keep growing with brain power classes. See you in next chapter.